Alright guys, I get up this morning, I go to the post office to buy a money order, stamped envelope, pay off the rent. I'm actually a little behind. That's never ever happened before. And so I go in there and rolled off the couch, and as soon as I walk in, the mail lady is like, "Are you P.O. Box so and so and so?" And I'm like, "Well, yes I am." So I'm sitting here thinking, "Oh crap, you know, something's come in." She comes over there and it's a it's a package from my good friend Steve Ogden up in Baltimore, and he went to the Baltimore Comic Con 2015. And while he was there last weekend, this is being recorded on December 3rd, so whatever the last weekend in September was, he was sending me pictures. He was tearing it up, having a blast. Had this picture, with some dude named Neil Adams. I don't know if you've heard of him or not. He was excited, and I thought it was cool. He had a blue shirt on, you know. And then, I mean, just all kinds of great pictures, great stuff. And he sent me some stuff from the Baltimore Comic Con, and that's what was at the post office. And I love how Steve packs these packages that he sends to me, man, because I love it, man, because they get better and better as you go through the stack. So hang in there, man. He sent me some good stuff, man, and thank you so much, Steve. I mean, really, I mean, how this thing ended, this was. I was just, my mouth hit the floor, man. I got so excited I think I ran to the bathroom, but that's TMI. Anyway, so first thing he sent me, and this is the stack. Woo, this is the stack. Can you tell I'm excited? I get so excited, man. It's like Christmas when this stuff comes in. All right, so what he sent me, told him I was, he knows, he watches my videos. He asked a few questions and stuff. He sent me the Baxter Series. I think this is the first 12 issues of the Legion of Superheroes. I think this started in 1984, and this run on the Legion of Superheroes, the Baxter Series, is so freaking good. Keith Giffen art, Steve Lytle art, and it's the Keith Giffen art that you can handle. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's got several styles. Some are more cartoony, some are more abstract. This is the one where the design work is just fantastic in this, and they brought on Steve Lytle onto this artwork, and there for a while, man, Steve Lytle was popping, and he's still revered by Legion artists and stuff, right? So to kick off this Baxter series, they start out with Legion of Superheroes versus the Legion of Supervillains, and this thing is brutal. I mean, it is freaking war. Just a classic story. Does end with a death of a Legionnaire. And then it goes on. Paul Levitz, Keith Giffen were just nailing it on this. Like I said, he got me the first 12 here. Just great, great stuff. I highly recommend the Baxter series. Okay, yeah, number 10, number 9 here. Just number 9 was freaking awesome. Number 10, I have number 11, so I'm not sweating it. And number 12, man. And this is just a taste of Steve Lytle's art. Marvel actually grabbed him for a little bit, and he did a few issues of, I think he did an issue of like X Factor, and it was X Factor versus the Avengers, so you had your X-Men versus Avengers kind of thing going on there. There were probably aliens or something in that, man, and I think he did a few covers. Steve Lytle also started out the Doom Patrol series that started in the 90s before Grant Morrison came on. I think it went from Steve Lytle and Paul Kuperberg writing it to where a guy named Graham Nolan came on and did some art after Lytle left. So, Steve Lytle art is always just a treat, man. This guy has a style that is all his own. You just feel a love of comics with this stuff. Big Legion fan. It's all the talk that they've had over the past, I don't know how long it's been going on, year and a half. It's kind of died down now. Year and a half or so, when it comes to diversity and feminism and stuff like that. Legion was way ahead of the game, even though it was set in the future and stuff. So, it's been there. He got me some Cerebus. So freaking happy, man. Seems like there was another one in here. Let me make sure. And I'm over a third of the way of getting the Cerebus that I want. Issue 26 to 300. I have Superman holding my Cerebus phone book 1 to 25 there. Superman likes Cerebus. They sent me some early gorgeous issues of Cerebus number 42, Campaigns In. And there's a guy named Sir Stack. That's his YouTube channel. I've been following him. I think he's up in the high 80s, but he is of Cerebus. Cerebus ran for 300 issues. The indie book that just, would not die. If it wasn't for Cerebus as an indie book, starting in the 70s, and going for those 300 issues, the comic scene of the indie market and Image and everything would have been completely different. But he was the one that was tough enough to survive. He even got Marvel's attention and handed them their butt a little bit. Anyway, here's issue 42. Sir Stack, anyway, what I was talking about was, and on his YouTube channel, he's going issue by issue doing a review. And this guy's putting out, I don't know, 3 to 5 videos a week, and he is going to be covering all 300 issues, man. He's already got a good chunk of it out. Alright, so anyway, there's 42. Never seen this issue. Pink covers always crack me up. They feel very punk rock. And then here's number 45. Just a great book. This is just fantastic. Thank you so much, Steve, man. I love my Cerebus, man. Oh, man. Those first, I don't know, 150 issues are just freaking gold. All right. And then, like, the stack kept on going, man, and I'm just like, oh, man. I mean, he just nails it. He just nails it when he gets me stuff here, right? So we have some Weird World, some Bronze Age goodness, number 6, with some Tarzan in it. This is when Joe Kubert was more or less steering the ship on that. And you know, John Carter of Mars Goes Beneath the Sea. I mean, all this Edgar Rice Burroughs stuff is just, oh, I freaking love it, man. Love it. I mean, oh, I love those books. Those are the ones where I sit down on a rainy day like this. And it is raining so much around here, I feel like it's Seattle in the 90s, you know. And number 7, rock summit on the planet Mars and at the Earth's core. So will he find water on Mars? Anyway, and then Weird World presents Iron Wolf. In the time of the greatest danger, there shall come a hero and stuff. And I read some Iron Wolf when I was younger and stuff, and I really dug it, man. And what was weird is that, you know, in Iron Wolf's outfit there, man, he's got a little bit of a, I feel like a Scottish kind. I mean, there's no kilt there and stuff, but with the stripes and the fur on his cape and stuff, as a kid in that red hair, I felt it was like Highlander Scottish stuff. But, you know, it's good to revisit this stuff, man. I have not read these since I was like about 6 or 7. And some more Iron Wolf. Look at this. Oh, man. I mean, look. Those covers, those ambush covers from the 70s and late 60s and stuff that, oh, what was his name? He was, you know, Neil Adams was good on them. Well, Neil Adams did a few. Joe Kubert was the king of the ambush covers, you know, with Sergeant Rock and things like that. And who? Oh, Nick Cardy. Nick Cardy, who was a fantastic cover artist, did the same thing. Oh, this is fantastic. John Carter of Mars Goes Beneath the Omen Sea. I know I already showed this one, but fantastic. Some of these usually have like Mike Kaluta art hidden in them, which is fantastic. Dr. Doom and Magneto Supervillain Team Up, number 14. Love this series. There's a couple of them that were new stories. It usually teamed up Namor and Dr. Doom. And then they started doing some reprints, and you got Dr. Doom and the Red Skull, and you got Dr. Doom and Magneto. I never made it this high into the series. I just read what was in my house, and I still have a couple of them. And somebody, it was probably either Steve or a guy named Dan, who doesn't do a channel anymore, sent me a great annual for this. You know, so these are always great. Love my Bronze Age books, man. And then these are just fantastic. Steve sent me the Omega trade. We talked about Omega the Unknown. And that was, I don't know, 10, 11 issue series from the 70s that Steve Gerber did. And I read 3 or 4 issues into it and then kind of got steered off. You know, I kind of moved and it's been on a bookshelf and I need to finish it and stuff. But to me, it was really unintentionally, not the horror aspect of it, but the sophistication of it made me think it was a freaking Vertigo book 15 years before there was a Vertigo. I'll do a review one day. And he sent me, the series was canceled, and a guy came in and finished it in Defenders, 75 and 76. Finished off the Omega the Unknown. There's Omega. You know, very sophisticated book, way ahead of its time. And then he sent me some trades, okay? I have no idea what this is, and I mean, it looks very, very cool. Anyway, Groom Lake by a guy named Chris Ryle and Ben Templesmith. I'm familiar with Ben Templesmith, man, but we got, you know, your classic alien there smoking 2 cigarettes. Hopefully they're cigarettes. If not, I don't judge. And this looks very cool, very reminiscent of the art in 30 Days of Night. So maybe that's where I know the name from. It's early Saturday morning. It's raining, you know. Forgive me. And this cracked me up. This actually cracked me up. This was very cool, man. I mean, this is just something out of the blue. It's from IDW, which is actually, very cool company. IDW is a very cool company. And I can't wait to read this, man, because this is something I never would have picked up, and it's complete. And I've got my Alex Ross books where Alex Ross started out, man. But it got me the movie adaptations to Terminator Salvation. I didn't go see the movie, despite having Batman in it, So this is going to be pretty cool to just kind of, just sit down and turn my brain off a little bit and just enjoy. So awesome. Because I've never seen the movie. I've never seen the movie. Okay, then this looks like it's a Baltimore Comic Con exclusive, which is very cool. And it's from Valiant, man. So we got a Book of the Dead, I think, The Fall of Ninjak. So I'm not sure what's going on with Valiant, but apparently this is an exclusive from the Baltimore Comic Con. Sorry about the glare. I'm trying to get the lighting right where it's so gloomy outside. So this is very cool, and I already flipped through it, and it is beautiful artwork in this. Okay. And then as the stacks went on, this is where my jaw really started hitting the floor. He sent me a letter. I knew to be looking for it, but I'd never seen these, and they are beautiful. They're 29 years old, it looks like. These came out in 1986. And these are just fantastic with these great Kevin O'Neill covers, man. They're just, and they're reprints of stories from 2000 AD, but they're all the Alan Moore stuff. So here's Shocking Futures. Just a bunch, and they each open up with a great little panel there, a little splash page. I love this. This is like alien frogs on a record player, which I'm totally going to rip off that record player idea when I draw something next. And then you have Alan Moore kind of giving you little comments on the short stories. These were originally published in 2000 AD over in England. I think Alan Moore started like in '79 trying to be kind of a cartoonist, maybe a writer, and he went full-fledged writing in 1980. So I know these are probably around that era and stuff. And then I thought they had a little forward by. Yeah, and it's also a forward where he's kind of talking. I haven't read them yet, but we get some Alan Moore goodness here. But these are just beautiful. Look at this. Oh my gosh, 1986. I just don't draw them like this anymore. And then here's another volume, Alan Moore's Twisted Times. I haven't even opened this one, okay? So you got Alan Moore's Twisted Times of more of Alan Moore's 2000 AD collection. It's just fantastic. Oh my gosh. Oh, cannot wait to get in these. And I want to get lost if I open them some more. And then this is where like my knees buckled. I'm not exaggerating, man, because I saw this and oh man, this was so great to get because I never ever thought I would see this. I have Dave Peterson on my Facebook, and somewhere on the line he was talking about this going to be there it's a Baltimore Comic Con exclusive, right? And thank you so much, Steve. This is the one where I was freaking touched. I mean, everything else was exciting and like Christmas and great and Alan Moore, and you nailed it. And this is the one where I got all warm and fuzzy, man, because like he got me the celebrating Dave Peterson's Mouthguard, the 2015 Baltimore Comic Con yearbook. It's a hardback, and it's a series of artists who I assume were there at the comic book convention. It's also the VIP edition. This will never get flipped on eBay or anything like that, man. I'm just like really touched to have this, And it's got a bunch of artists who just, in praise of Mouthguard's, quality, I guess they're fans of it and stuff. A bunch of artists came on here and just did these pinups for this great book. And the one that really got me, it's got people like Bill Tucci, Frank Cho, Matt Maringo, Rick Vetch. It's got some names on here, and I'm sure there's other names people, remember. But the one that got me, like if I was really, say I was in the comic biz and this guy turned around and drew a character I created, whether I wrote it or drew the character, whatever, the book, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez drew, a Mouthguard. I'm losing my words here, man. This is why I've kind of stumbled through the video, because I wanted to hurry up and get this and stuff. But yeah, it's just one artist after the other doing their interpretation from Dave Peterson's Mouthguard book. If you haven't read Mouthguard, it's freaking wonderful. Everybody in the family can read it. But Mouthguard more or less protect their villages of mice from all sorts of things like you know everything eats mice. They've had them fighting crabs on the beach. They've had the legend of the Black Axe, which was just a fantastic warrior. Uh, I don't want to give it away. They fought snake. One of the first things that got me is he ended up having a mouse fight a black snake, and it was freaking epic. And then he came out with the story of the Black Axe. He kind of laid some seeds down of who was the Black Axe, and you kind of get his story and stuff. It's fantastic stuff. End up going upstairs and getting them. And I met Dave Peterson. He actually drew a Howlermouse. I told him about my YouTube channel and said that I was Howlermouse, and could he draw a mouse on a rock howling at the moon, and he did it. I have it upstairs in a hardback. He drew it, and it was just fantastic to get that. And then somebody sent something to me on Facebook where he has a mouse howling that he drew. I mean, he went home and he drew something a bit more immaculate, and it was a house howling, and then it had the shadows of wolves. And I've always wondered if that was, for me telling him about it. But some of this stuff is painted. It's one of those. Oh man, this is just fantastic. I mean, look at this. So thank you so much. It's even got that fresh off of the freaking press smell, fresh ink. So thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate it. And what I'm going to do is that I am coming to Baltimore, and we are going to go to Baltimore Comic-Con next year. I mean, I'm saying this a year out because, like, I have a piggy bank upstairs, and I'm going to start saving money today and loading up on it, and we will go to Baltimore Comic-Con next year. We will tear that place up. All right, thanks a lot, guys. And for you guys that have been sticking through the planetary comic book reviews I've been doing, where I'm going through the entire series issue by issue, hang in there. This is just an interlude. I shot 10 of those videos in one night, and I went back and I watched like the 2 that I haven't loaded yet, and the last 1 or 2 that I did load, and I was getting tired, and I could tell I was kind of losing it. Couldn't tell, so I'm going to be reshooting those. And this is one of those things where this is a project that will be finished, and it will be consistent going through there and stuff. So there's not going to be a big lull in between videos or anything. All right, guys, carry on, catch up. I don't know how to end this. This is very awkward. Still sleepy, still drinking my coffee, and I'm going to go ahead and shoot another video. Later, guys.